Hey cool cats and kittens, this is Miss Cat and I'm back with another quick hack. My videos are not very long because I'm all about little tips and tricks to help you kind of get motivated and try and experiment, have fun, and do something new. So today I went to get some watercolors out of the back and I opened it up and there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Have you ever been like that? You've been at home and you go to grab the watercolors and they're either gone or there's not enough to actually do anything with, or you're only left with black, brown, and some other color you never use. So what do? Well, I got a little hack for you. There you go. So I've got a little picture here of a little kitten in a coffee mug. So I'm going to get my thin Sharpie and I'm going to go ahead and ink this and fast forward or do it in a quick time, and then when I'm done we'll get started get started using some markers. Hang on. Okay, so normally what I would do is I would use one of those good white erasers and I'd wait for about 15-20 minutes to erase, and then I would erase all my lines because I have a lot of them, like my pencil lines, and just kind of clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to do that just real quick, and I'm going to shake the camera and it's going to be a nightmare. You'll feel like you're in an earthquake, I'm sure. I'm sure everything's shaking on the camera now, and I apologize. All right, here we go. So that's cleaned up. If you ever erase Sharpie and it smears, it's because you didn't let it dry. You literally have to kind of wait for it for a few minutes to dry and for the ink to settle into the fibers, especially if it's something a little bit more slick. And then you can erase it without it smearing, or if you're really impatient or whatever, you can always take a hairdryer to it and that'll help. Okay, so here's where the magic begins. Okay, so here it is. It's erased, it's ready to go, and now the beauty of this. These are Crayola markers. They're watercolor markers or water-based markers. And so we're going to use the Crayola water-based markers. I have found that School Specialty or School Smart, these School Smart markers, they don't work very well for this. But these Crayola ones do. Now, I don't know about like Rose Art or Sargent Art or some of the other off-brand type of markers, but whatever. This is what we're going to use because this is the most common and most people have this. So there's two ways we can use these. So we have a plate, we have my drawing, and we have some, that's what we have. We have a mess. Oh, y'all. Okay, well, there we go. And that's what we have. We have Mrs. Wright spilling water all over the place. There's still enough water. Okay. Wow. This is my life. This is my life, you guys. Okay. Well, at least I had a towel and all that stuff. So here we go. And now I lost a brush. Y'all, this is like not going well for me today. I don't know what's going on. So we're gonna get this brush out of here. There we go. Woo woo! Y'all, this is crazy. It's like it's just okay. So there's two ways we can do this with our almost non-existent water, our plate, our Crayola markers. brush. I like this smaller brush because I'm a control freak, and so I want to be able to color everything. And then we have the large brush for, you know, bigger areas or whatever. So I'm not going to worry about that little streak because it's okay. So there's two ways to do this. First of all, you can take your marker and just color maybe a little bit of an area in there. Not a big deal. Don't even have to get to the corners. I'm going to blend so I could bring in a little bit of this pink. And now I'm going to dip my brush, and you can spread it around and blend it, and there you go. And you can use it just like watercolors. So I'm going to do a little bit of pink in this one right here, this pink heart, and take some more water and smear it around. Now the one thing that you want to be really careful of is not to use too much water, because just like the real thing watercolors, you can make a mess. Now see how I went outside there? Sometimes you can pick that up. If you have a little bit of clean water and a clean brush, you can kind of pick that up. I'm not too worried about it, you know, but you can kind of erase it. All right, so the next thing that you can do is, like, if you want it really watery, is you can take your plate and you can literally, now sometimes I'm using a glass plate, but you can use a plastic plate, you can use a styrofoam plate, or if you only have like a paper plate, you can put some plastic wrap over it, because you need to be able to have something that will not soak up water like a paper plate. So here's the marker, and here's some water. Look, you just made pink watercolor paint. And then I'm going to put a little pinky in his little ears. I want his little ears to be pink. Okay. And I think I would like a little bit of pinky on his cheeks, because it's my cat and I can have pink cheeks if I want to. How about some pink cheeks on our little coffee cup? You see that? All right. And you can do other colors. So I'm going to put a little bit of this red here, or I think it's actually like raspberry. And I'm going to put a little bit of water in that. See? I've just made a little paint, and you can blend paints if you want like a blue-green or something. And you can literally just paint with the watercolor marker. There you go. Here we go. And of course you can always, you know, draw. The nice thing about this is it gives you a lot of control. Probably more control and more color options, because there's not many color palettes, you know, like the kind that you buy at the store that has like a turquoise color. And I want turquoise for my mug, so I'm going to put lots of turquoise color down. Okay. A lot. As much as I possibly can. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to add water to that, but I'm also going to kind of outline. Okay, see how I'm kind of outlining everything? And you'll notice that this marker is going dry. Not a problem. In fact, if you notice your markers are going dry, this might be a good option to get more bang for your buck, because then you can kind of not have to worry about, oh, this is running out and I won't have enough to do the whole picture. You will still have enough to do watercolor, so you could just see how it's looking like it's kind of wanting to dry out. So you can just kind of go around the edges a little bit with this, you know, kind of like this. And maybe right around here. So it is kind of going dry, but this is one of those moments when you don't need a juicy marker like I've talked about before. I'm going to use my water again, put some water down in here, and now look at this. So now you can paint and get that really pretty watercolor. Get some more water on that brush. Yes, I have enough water. I know I spilled half of it all over the place. Keeping it real, keeping it real. If everything just went perfectly, I don't think anybody would believe it was me, because I am the queen of mishap. All right, so you can just put water over where you've already colored and just spread that out and smooth it out. And now you're getting a lot more watercolor than you were before. And a good way to extend the life of that marker, you know, usage. So there we go. And people like the look of watercolor. No, watercolor is not perfect. It is very opaque, translucent, which means you can see through it. It's watery. That's why it's called watercolor. It's not opaque. It's not thick. It's not going to be where you can't see through it. And that's not the purpose of watercolor. Watercolor is so that it is very loose and light and watery. It looks perfect for a background too, for like sky or something like that, if you want something like that. Okay, see, look, there's our cup. And you can even kind of spread it a little bit more and thin it out if it feels like it's just the lines are too rigid for you. You can actually smooth it out some more. Just got to be careful not to overdo it. All right, I want a little bit of like coffee. This is coffee coming out of the cup, you know, because the kitty's splashing around because it's happy because it's coffee. And that's a juicy marker. And you can take it, and even the brown will look good. Look at that. We've got coffee, a coffee color. Look at that. Okay. Coffee, coffee, coffee. And let's see. Do I want a little bit of, maybe I'll do little orangey tips on his ears, like a little calico kitty. Maybe a little bit orange, like or a tabby kitty. You can see it doesn't take a lot of water. It really doesn't take a lot of water to do what you need to do. Oh, look how cute. Okay. Yeah, good choice. Good choice. All right. A little orangey over here for our little kitty. Okay. And then, and like I said, don't worry about if you come outside the lines and stuff. People know that watercolor is kind of ticky. It's got a personality all of its own, and it's not always easy to work with, and people realize that. People who enjoy art and look at watercolors and like watercolors and stuff, they know that watercolor is kind of hard to handle, but they really appreciate it. And this looks so cute. See, it's not perfect, y'all. It's not supposed to be. And you can see as it dries, it gets a little bit lighter, and sometimes it gets a little bit darker. We'll put a little bit on his little footy tooties. Okay, there we go. Maybe a little on his head. How's that? And there he is. And if you want to, and you got a little too much, you can literally pick up from other places and do it. I'm going to put a little bit around here, kind of like where it looks like maybe it's a little bit of a shadow. Just very gently, scratchy, scratchy right around there. And then paint. Just like that. Okay. All right, there you guys go. If you need to, like, soak up, you can always take your brush, kind of dry it out, and pick up some of that water if it's too watery. But that's how you can use Crayola markers as watercolors. And so, like, if you wanted, you know, background color, you can have like a lime green. I love lime green background color. You know, like maybe I'll just kind of put it like here, like this is the shadow underneath the, like that. And I can spread that around a little bit and make it look like this, maybe. See? And there we go. All right, well, that's it, and I hope that you had a really great time. I hope that you will please try this out on your own, and when you do, if you really get good results and you really like this, share it with me and show me what you've done. Anyway, that's it. You know the drill. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Love y'all. Bye.